Hello everyone, this is Saba.
Hello, Sabah.
Hi, I'm a friend of Vicky's.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Few more people are coming in. Christina, hello. We'll give it one more minute and then we'll start. Hi, David. Okay, we'll make a start. Can everybody hear me? It is? You can hear me? Good, good, good. I will unmute. I will mute you all. Afterwards, we do questions, answer. Then, if you raise your hand, I'll switch you on. You can ask your question. If you're afraid you will forget your question, you can always drop it in the chat, and then we'll have a look at it later as well. Good. So welcome everybody on this Friday night to my first ever Run More Active webinar. Hope you had a good day, and looking forward to the Easter weekend. So for people that that know me, or I'll start with people that don't know me. I'm a personal trainer for the last 6 years, and my mission, I'm specialized in running technique and in natural movement. So the philosophy is to help people to move more, but also to make them more aware of their natural movement capabilities. Yeah? And now in the Run More Active, this is just a little side project, which I want to turn in a big side project. It's all about the runner and also the natural running ability to unlock it again. After years of wearing shoes and movement restricting clothes, sitting on desks, hunched over iPhones, we want to wake up the natural runner in you and get you on the road or on the trails again. So people that, So tonight I want to talk about 3 topics. Is about how can you make this year your best running year so far. Getting stretchy without stretching, this tricky one. And then all about technique as well. How technique can make you run faster, make you stronger, and make you run for longer. Most people are looking for these 3 things: distance, speed, and injuries. So it's also a big one. So let me start to explain a little bit more about when I started running and what I learned so far. So I wasn't really a runner for many years. I did a lot of sports, but not really running up until I met my wife, and she asked me to go on a 2.5-hour training run. I was like, oh, sure, I'll do this. And maybe not the day after, but a couple days later, there was a passion in me that I discovered running, and I got passionate about it. It took a few days to recover, and maybe a week. But in the meantime, we got married. But the passion for running is also still there. So it is good. But then when I got passionate about running, I wanted to learn more and more and more about it. So maybe it turned a little bit into an obsession. Not too much, just a little bit. Just enough to learn a lot about exercises and about ways to train, because I wanted to improve. And I wanted to improve not to win a race, but I wanted to improve just for myself to see what I was capable of. So I started to read and follow everything and look it up. The internet was not so I wasn't so into the internet those days, so it started with books and follow a course and this and that and about technique and strengthening exercises, a bit less mobility and flexibility. I'll come to that, but then recently it's ongoing, because from the running it went more into movement in general, because I discovered a little tip of it, and then behind the door there was a whole new world. So, and recently it's breathing and more relaxation techniques that I'm into it, but there's so much more to discover. I'm still excited about it, to learn more. So along the way, since I was learning more and more and more, with all this information, I wanted to do something. So I decided I want to share this, and I want to become a personal trainer. So, and this is for the last 6 years what I've been doing. I've been helping other people to achieve their goals, or to help them to a healthier lifestyle. So, but when so become a personal trainer, good. So the first thing I want to, what helped me a lot, I'm still running, by the way. Sorry for the little interruption, made a little error in my head. But although it gets very busy, I'm still running at the moment. And when I noticed when I put out a goal for myself, it's easier to get motivated, because now I have this goal again. In the beginning of August, I will run a mountain trail. It's about 106 kilometers roughly, and it's easier to train with a goal. It's easier to train because you know what you're working for, but on the other hand, okay, it's a little bit of pressure as well, because it's a big goal, and yeah, it's always, is there going to be enough time? But along the way, I learned what is important in my training, because I learned to know my body. I learned to see through the chaos of exercises and all that is available on the internet, and actually program things that are worth to do, even if you can run less. So this goal, having a goal, will help you to get motivated. But you might think, like a lot of runners, I don't really have a goal. I don't want to do a big race, or I'm not so interested in speed or increasing distance. I just want to run to have fun. I just want to run for health, maybe to relax, maybe to see some friends and hang out together. So that might be a reason why you run. So we have on the one side the goal, on the other side a reason. And that reason or that goal, or both, you can have both, will make it easier to go into a running mindset. So to have an athlete mindset. Because if you think about it, this athlete mindset will help you actually to get the best out of you. So whatever reason you're running for, like if it's health, okay, go into the athlete mindset. How can I improve the running to be healthier? Yeah? So it's something you want to think about. Okay, what is holding me back? My health to enjoy my running more, and which will then make me more healthier. If it's for stress reasons, okay, maybe you don't have the time to run enough. So what is holding you back? Time. How can I make more time to run more, to be more relaxed? So I want you to think about this. And if you want to share a reason why you're running, or a goal you have, you can share it in the chat. And also, if you want to share something that is holding you back. And most common things I notice in people that is holding them back, besides time. Okay, everybody making an excuse, oh, it's time, but it's pain or injury. I can't increase my speed to reach my goal, or it's very hard to increase my distance. After half an hour, it's finished. I'm too tired, I have to stop. So these three things are very common. And then I come into my second topic. So we have the mindset. If you if you wake up in the morning with an athlete mindset and think about, okay, what can I do to improve my reason or to improve my goal? You will look for things. You will look for, okay, maybe I've knee pain. So where can I find some exercises to do? Maybe I'm time restricted. Okay, how can I schedule another run this week? Yeah, this will help you to improve your running and and to make you better. So, but then, okay, we have to look what is holding you back. So it might be an injury, or it might be some pain while you run, or you can't increase speed, you can't increase distance. So first thing to look at is, how are you running? Yeah, what is your technique? And you say like, well, technique in running, and that is not so much accepted in these days, because if you look at swimming, everybody agrees if you want to swim better, take some swimming lessons. You will learn technique and you will improve your swimming. If you want to dance, okay, take some dance classes. Not everybody is a natural dancer, but even everything that involves throwing is a lot of technique in throwing, and everybody has no problem with it. But running, no technique. I can run. And the reason why people react that way is because we teach running, we teach it ourselves. When we were little, we could walk, we could crawl. Okay, now it's time to go run. And slowly we developed running. And from the moment we could run, we didn't stop running anymore. If you see children, they don't walk, they run everywhere. And most of them, they do quite a good job in running. And the technique is quite okay. But then everything changes. So we have to sit a lot at the desk, we have to sit still at the table, but some kids get these really chunky shoes they have to wear, and everything changes. Maybe they still do sports, which develops their body in one way different than the other. It's possible, but everything we do just affects the way you move or just don't move. And throughout the years, it changes. But in our head, we still think we run like this little kid. And when we take a video, you will notice that maybe this is not the case. So we want to go back, actually, with technique training. We want to go back partly like running like we were a kid. So what can we do? What is so different than a kid that runs compared to many recreative run-ins? So for one point, why the speed or the distance don't really increase with a lot of people, it's because actually people putting the brakes on. They're taking big steps and they're landing way in front of their body, which actually breaks the movement. So by bringing the point of landing a little bit closer to the body, or a lot closer, almost in line with the center of gravity, actually we'll be more free to run. Yeah, we will not. We won't put the brakes on anymore. Plus, everything that we would put in front of us will create a lot of impact on joints like knees, hips, lower back, everything. Everything will get a shock. So if we bring the point of landing a bit closer, we will manage the impact better. Also, technique will teach you to use the right muscles to propel yourself forward. Way too often, people are using the wrong kind of muscles to move forward, and they exhaust themselves. And this is why you're really sore in the morning, and recovery takes longer, and you cannot run for longer at the time. So this is all the technique. So actually, if we think of it, everything we do in the day, our body adapts to it. Because you think, then probably kids of 14, 15, they still run okay. But yeah, the change begins at 12, and sometimes earlier. I see kids of 9 years, 10 years old that already changed their running because of the shoes they're wearing, and because of they always sit still. Think about it like this. If you take a healthy arm and you put it in a cup for 6 weeks, take it out, how would it look? It would look a little bit dead, probably very gray and pale. and very thin as well. And this is only 6 weeks. This is also what we do with our body if we wear movement restrictive clothes. If we sit on a chair all day, we become an Olympic sitter. But it doesn't have to be always negative, because if we turn it around and I put you on a strength program for 6 weeks, you will definitely see the difference. Yeah? So it works in both ways. But of course, years of accumulation will take also a little bit longer than 6 weeks to undo. But technique is something you can learn quite fast. Yeah? So something else that is often overlooked is the flexibility part. Yeah, ooh, everybody, I'm not flexible, or I'm too flexible. Yeah, so flexibility, we're coming into that getting stretchy. Yeah? So flexibility, I prefer to call it mobility, because it's actually a big difference between the two. Mobility is the ability to use your flexibility. So you might have a big range of think of someone, easy example, someone that can do a full split. Yeah. But then, okay, I'm there. And what if he or her goes rock climbing and she can lift the leg really high there, but then, okay, the leg has to stay there. I cannot get on top of the next block, yeah, because there's no strength available. So, and when you have so much flexibility but no strength in it, it can work against you. It might be dangerous. If you go running, something, you have to take a quick movement, something happens, it might not be very good, because you cannot use this flexibility. When you have mobility, so that means you have strength over the whole range, and then you can use your flexibility. If you're flexible and not strong, you will never use this flexibility for any movement or any reason, because it becomes dangerous, you will not feel safe, and actually you cannot execute everything you want to do. So the types of stretching we use most, I'm going to talk about, is first the dynamic stretching, which we use to prepare the body and to warm up the body. Dynamic stretching, we only spend limited amount of time in the stretched position. So we don't stay too long, because we want to keep the elasticity of the tendons. But still, we want to warm up the joints, we want to prepare the body, we want to improve circulation to get ready to load. If we stay too long, elasticity goes, we make the muscle a little bit weaker temporarily, and we don't want to make the muscle weaker before we're going to load it. So that's for warm-up and preparation. Then, if we really want to get more stretchy, then there's two ways that I prefer, that I like to use, because I see results in myself, but also in customers and clients I work with. So the first one is movement-based. So actually, we're gonna move through some ranges, and maybe at first you're gonna think, oh, I cannot do this movement because I'm too tight. Yeah, but you try, and you repeat, and every time, and your body will say, oh, actually, it's quite a safe movement to do. So maybe next time you can go a little bit further, and you get used to this movement, and each time you get a little bit more. It's a long process, but at the same time, you're practicing movement, and you become stronger in this movement and in this range. Alongside of that, I work with task-based. To give a simple example, imagine you can just reach the floor with your fingertips. Yeah, you can just touch them. Okay, what I will do then is I'll take your shoes and I'll take out the shoelaces. Yeah, you can have your shoes back and your shoelaces. Put your shoes on, and you try to put your shoelaces in the shoes with straight legs. Yeah? You will be able to do it because you can go a little bit lower, but it will not be so pleasant. Okay, but it's training, it's mindset. Yeah? And you put the shoelaces back in. Then I'll take them out again. Yeah, for a while. So you stay a certain amount of time in that position while you do something, and you're not thinking about stretching. You're thinking about shoelaces and put them in, and you might be swearing in your native language, but yeah, after a while, it's actually you strengthen your body in this position because you have stuff to do while you're getting more stretching. Yeah. So it's a way that helped me a lot, and other people see good results. So I'm not the most super leopard, and it took me a long time to find a way that was good for me and for some other people. But along the way, the benefit of it that I had to search for so long was that I got so much information in between, and so many different methods and so many different views, and some were better than others, and some were proven in another way with other people. So I got more insight into this as well. And this with many other things, with exercises, because I was so excited for knowledge and for things, and still am, that I gathered so much information. And that's how I was able to help a lot of people, and it's proven value. So now I thought it was time to reach even more people, because I only have so many hours in a day. So I wanted to reach out to a little bit more people. So I was creating this digital forum and this digital platform, actually, with exercises in 6 steps. And each of these 6 steps will cover a topic. And it will not cover everything, because there's also nutrition, there's also sleep, there's also relaxation, there's also the running itself, there's also VO2 max, there's lots of different factors. Yeah, it's very broad, but it's a good start. Yeah, it's a good start. It's a 6-step program, and you can do that at home. You don't need a gym, you don't even need shoes, you don't need anything, just the body. And these 6 steps, it's a good start. Yeah. So the first step is find your focus. So like I will talk about, like find a focus, find a goal, find a reason, and find the thing that's holding you back. The second step is work that warm up. And work that warm up will we'll talk about warm up, what is important and what is better to avoid in the warm up. The third step is getting hardcore. Yeah. But in an easy way. It's all about core and abdominal training, and also things that will help you as a runner get a better understanding from, okay, what is abdominals and how do I use them? Do we have more than this advertisement abdominals in the front? Where are they? And how do I use them? After getting hardcore, we have give me strength. And this talks about strength, usually body weight strength, but also strengthening the body for the unexpected. In running, but also outside running, especially in trail running, every step you take is different. And the body gets loaded in so many different ways. And when we see strengthening exercises for runners, what do we see? We see squats, we see lunges. Yeah, there's very rarely there's exercises in multiplenar. So when you go out, you get loaded on different sides. Even when you run on the street and there's a car approaching, you might jump and it's a different load. Yeah? Might be a cat, dog, a branch, leaves, whatever. Things will happen. Things will happen, and you want to be prepared as good as possible. After the strength, we have a mobility chapter. So it's called Mad About Mobility. There we'll do some dynamic stretching, but also some task-based stretching that I will explain. And the last one is Bring Your Skills, where I will talk about technique and how to implement it. So this is a little bit, this is a program that I made. It's a low-cost product, and it's to putting things a little bit into practice. It's all like 8 to 12 minutes personal training sessions, where I take you through the exercises, and I just wanted to create a bit of a structure in the chaos that you find everywhere on the internet, and group it together in short but long enough, because you can repeat the cycle once, twice, 3 times, and to bring it a bit more clear and into your living room. Yeah. So this is what will be launched on the 11th of April. This is the other big news. It will be 47 euros, but today it's only 27 euros until the end of March. So 1st of April, it goes up to 35, and then with the launch, we do 47. If anyone is interested and would like to sign up, the first 15 people who sign up get a free running analysis. So free videos. You can send me a video. I will tell you what is good, what we can improve, and how you can do that. So is there people that have questions about what I was saying or about the product or anything else? Throw it in. You can raise your hand. Not yet? Good. Yeah, David.
Yeah, I have a question.
Hi.
Hi. Good evening. I was just asking myself. You were talking about stretches, and you were talking about the supple leopard.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name now, but
Kelly Starrett.
Yeah, Kelly Starrett. And
Yeah.
I was asking myself, he has so much fancy stretches, and with all his foam rolling. Do I really need those fancy stretches, or can I just do it with my own body, and is this enough? Maybe?
Yeah, well, everybody is different, but I just like the name. I was thinking of another animal that I can use, but I couldn't come up with another one than a leopard that sounded very good, because actually the stretches that I use are not in his book. It's a different type of stretches. He used elastic bands, foam rollers, some partner work. I use partner work sometimes, but it's a different type. I tried sometime. I'm familiar with the stuff he does, but it's not what I do.
Okay.
It helps. Hope this answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thanks.
Good. Thanks. Hi, Enrique. Hi. Unmuted. Yeah, I cannot hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Thanks.
All right. Cool. Excellent. So, you said that it was starting on the 11th of April.
Yes, the program will be released. The launch will be on the 11th of April.
Yep.
You can already buy it now for 27 euros instead of 47. And the first 15 people, they can send me the video. You will get an email with the instructions. You can send me a video, and I will give you an analysis. So you have an idea. You will see yourself running. It's very confronting, but it helps you. It helps you so much.
How long does the program will go for? And what are the time commitments to really get the most out of your course?
So it's 6 steps, and I want you to take 6 weeks to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
And it will actually take longer, but I want you to, when you do the first video, I want you to take a week to implement it. It's not gonna take a lot of time in your day. Sometimes it's only 3 days a week. Sometimes it's only 10 minutes a day for every day. With each video, I want you to take a week to practice it before you go into the next one. And then at the end, okay, you can build something with all the exercises and things you see that you need the most. Okay, so it's 6 weeks, but you can take your time for it. Even if you take 2 weeks for one video, it's fine. But as long as you're getting familiar with what you've seen and you take your time to practice it.
All right. And what was the other question? Where is the link so I can go and check it out?
The link will appear in the chat, but you will also before the end of the call, you will receive an email with the link.
All right. Cool.
So there will be a link. Everybody on the call will also receive the recording of this video. If I was going too fast or something was not clear.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Anyone else has a question? I cannot see everybody. I cannot see it. Maybe in there.
I have another question.
Yeah, sure.
So just in general, what do you advise on starting with running again? How often should I run when starting again?
Yeah, that's a tricky question. From here, I can say, So, well, everybody's different, and it depends what your current activity level is and your past. Did you ever run before? I probably did as a kid, but was there a lot of time in between your next run since you were a kid? So, did you have any running-related injuries? Do you do other sports? Did you have other injuries? If your body is fine, okay, then you can start to build up. I wouldn't go directly out to run 10K, but yeah, see how it goes. Go for 10 minutes, stop, take a day off. If you're okay, then okay, start slowly to build up. But it's very hard and a bit tricky for me to give an answer like that. So if that answers your question a little bit.
Yeah, all good. Yes, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, is that I can see there's a lot in the chat, but did anyone post a question that he wants to ask now?
Yeah, so I can see in the chat we have from Yara. She would like to do a full marathon, and the thing that holds her back is laziness. Any tips for Yara?
Okay, Yara. I think you're still a teenager, huh? And it's a lot of teenagers or have a little bit of this laziness into them, and this is completely normal because you're still growing and a lot of changes are happening, and you need to rest a lot to give your body time for adaptation. So you're also very young for a full marathon, so I would recommend to take your time, really the time and listen to your body and build up very slowly. Yeah, you have so much time. You can start with aiming for 10K, and then try to be very comfortable at 10K, and then okay, maybe move it up. If everything goes well, we can start to build up a little bit. If you need more information, you can always contact me and I can guide you through it. But I would really take my time and listen to your body and don't rush, because otherwise the marathon will not be a pleasant experience, and maybe you will even stop running after that. So yeah, take your time, enjoy it as much as you can, and the idea is you want to keep running for life. Yeah, you don't want to run now and then stop. So you have the future in your hands. Hope this answers your question. Is there another one?
Yeah, so something else in the chat. Do you have some advice for Chalks? He needs to change his general fitness training because what holds him back are his spine issues. Impact is an issue for him. Where should he start?
It's a good question. And again, it's a little bit tricky from here to see. And it's probably what I would advise you is that I would look together with your physio to see what is the problem and what is the damage and how can we work around it. And then the next step would be if all medical advice is okay, you can gently start running again. We would start at first technique, get this straight, and then also strengthening your body in the right places to minimize the impact on that injury, and then get you slowly started again. But it would be an approach, and it will be a lot of waiting, seeing, and slowly, baby steps, learning to walk before we learn to run again. So that's what Willie always tells me.
So David has a question. The program, the 6 steps, is that for every fitness level?
Yeah, so don't expect a bootcamp program. Anyone can do it, because I will take you through the exercises. First of all, it's about educating you about these 6 steps. And second, then when you got an understanding of these exercises, then you can take up the intensity a little bit more with, okay, doing a second round or a third round. And that way you can make it a bit harder on yourself. Then after a while, when you get really familiar with them, you can also combine them. So you can start with the warm-up, go into the abdominal, then the strength, a little bit mobility, and finish up with some running technique. So you have a good hour of training, and yeah, you worked for it. So good, thank you.
Another question or some tips. So for Victoria, she wants to learn how to keep her technique for longer distances. She gets lazy or tired, I think is more a technical term, around 30K. Any tips for her on holding her technique for longer?
30K is already very impressive. And I think a lot of elite athletes would be very happy to keep the technique for 30 minutes, for 30K, I'm sorry. But the first step is really to recognize when the change happens. So when the change happens, you have to realize it. And often you realize it a little bit later, like you say, okay, this is very difficult suddenly. I'm still quite fresh, but suddenly something changed. And okay, it's exhaustion, but getting tired, every get a little bit sore. But often the technique, you go into this lazy running, yeah, or tired running, as we will call it. And that's the first step, to recognizing what is happening. And I have the same thing on long training runs. Sometimes something changes, and okay, what I do is I let go of the checklist. Is this happening? Is this happening? Is this happening? Okay, get it back. Do a few technique drills while you're running, and often it improves instantly. So I hope this helps for your upcoming marathon. That's something planned soon. Another question?
Yeah, a comment from Ian. He sees running as an essential survival skill, so he would like to be able to run for longer, 1 to 2 hours minimum. Where should he focus first?
So focus first is, again, I would check the technique. You can send me a video, but there's also ways to you can find ways to check yourself. Of course, sometimes someone who is familiar with it, it's me, but there's some other people as well. They sometimes see other things than yourself. But to increase the distance, when the technique is good, it's taking your time again. It's taking your time to increase the distance. A lot of people go from directly, I can do 1 hour, then maybe in 2 weeks, I will try for an hour and a half, and then a month later, we go for 2 hours. So it's really taking your time and getting comfortable at the distance you can do. If you can do an hour, but you have to, okay, in a comfortable pace, not pushing it. You don't want to be a personal best, but a comfortable pace. You should still be able to talk when you come back. You should not be lying there on a pile on the ground, yeah, because then you don't own the distance. You want to, if you can run for an hour, you want to be comfortable whenever you've finished. And then you can start, okay, we can do a little bit more. And gradually building up, taking a step back. It's like altitude training. You go a little bit higher, you come a little bit back to give your body a rest. And then you go up again. And if it doesn't work, then there's other factors to check. Is your body strong enough? Does the technique change along the way? How is it with nutrition? Get you fueled along the way? So did you sleep well the last couple of nights? So there's a lot of factors, but yeah, taking your time to build up is definitely something worth to start with. Good.
And do you have any tips for Saba? She is confident in the half marathon. She wants to do a full marathon, but feels like she keeps failing on the long runs. How does she crack those long runs?
So is it more a physical thing that's holding you back? Because then I would refer a little bit to the previous question of Ian, to get comfortable at the distance you're currently running, or is it more like a mental aspect? And the mental aspect is actually it's training, but it's also visualizing. It's also you wanna be able to run a marathon. Okay, you have to run a marathon before. You have to be at the finish already before you start. So it's about, again, about the athlete mindset and to wanting to invest the time and the mental and the thoughts to make it happen. I hope this helps. Another question?
Saba, go ahead and click in. I think it's a common problem for everybody else.
Yeah.
Can you unmute yourself, Saba?
I'll do it.
Hello, sorry, I didn't realise.
Yeah. Now you're there. Hi.
No, thank you. It definitely, it's a mental thing that I get to a point where I think, oh, this is really far. Like, I've done 10K. Why am I pushing myself to another 10?
Yeah. But then you have to go back. Okay, how badly do you want this? Yeah. And if it's like that, it might be also a bit related to physical, because it's really tough. And you start to think, oh, why do I have to do another 10K? Yeah? Because it was so hard. So you really want to get comfortable in this 10K.
Yeah.
So for a while, get more familiar with this 10K. Yeah, you don't have to run always 10K. You can sometimes do 8, sometimes do 11, sometimes do 7, sometimes do 12.
Yeah.
And this way, you play around a little bit with it, and also it helps your mind to go over this 10K from time to time. This might help.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay. Anyone else that we didn't see the question in the chat, or no? So I'll briefly repeat the 6 steps that you can find. It's the find your focus. Yeah. It's the work that warm up, getting hardcore, give me strength, mad about mobility, and bring those skills. Yeah. You will all get an email with the recording of this webinar. I hope you enjoyed it. Now you can take that glass of wine back when we log off. And cheers. And if you have any questions, you can reach me on Facebook and Instagram, email. You can reply to the email you get. You will be sending the link. So again, I'll repeat the price. It's 27 euros today until the end of March. It's not long anymore. Then it goes up to 35, and we reach 47, and that will be the final price for the rest from the launch at 11th of April. First 15 people can send me the running videos. I will send you the instructions, and I will unlive. I will call you, or we'll discuss how we do it to help you the best. Good. So I wish you a very good evening, and some of you see you soon. And have a great Easter. Thank you for watching. Bye.